Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Ellen from Create With Me, and I'm here in the Creativity Nest for another episode of Teach Me Tuesday. So, I love to teach you different card making ideas, maybe a fancy fold, um, techniques that have to do with paper crafting. So, I was thinking about what I wanted to do, and I thought I kind of came up with an idea. Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear me. I kind of came up with an idea of maybe teaching some coloring techniques because I had a friend recently ask me, like, I need you to help me color, learn how to color. And I thought, well, coloring is kind of my gig. So I enjoy coloring. I'm not fantastic at it, but I just truly enjoy coloring. Some people just love to fussy cut, and some people hate to color. I'm not a big lover of fussy cutting, but I do like to color. It calms me. It makes me feel good. And I love to just explore what color can do. And I love color in the world, so surrounded with it all the time. So, anyway, I wanted to start with a super simple, duplicatable technique that anyone can do. And what that means is that you can take, when I'm done, you're going to easily be able to go to your desk, find some blends, and do this technique and have success with it. So I'm going to take you down to my desk, and we're going to talk about first the bundle that I'm going to use, which can be anything that you can color. And then I'm going to talk about the tools that I'm using, and then I'm going to show you how to do the technique. So let me take you down to my desk. So I'm going to start with the Hearts and Hugs bundle. It's on page 61. Super, super cute. It has all these adorable critters in it that are hugging or ready to give a hug. Here's a little mouse and some walruses and badgers, which I don't know about badgers hugging. That seems contradictory. And then this little gerbil hamster, super, super cute. And then all these little dies that come with it. And as you can see, our bundles are 10% off. So what that means is that when you bundle both the stamps and the dies, you get 10% off. But the good news is that in the month of June, we are doing a promotion right now. So any stamp and die bundle, not the punch bundles, but stamp and die bundles in this catalog, you get an additional 10% off. So now is the time to look at the bundles and see if there's something that appeals to you and get it right now for an extra 20% off. So I just wanted to share that and show you the stamp set, Hearts and Hugs. And I'm going to use these two cute little walruses. I don't know if you think they're cute. I think they're cute. So we're going to do some stamping. So our basics is that when you're stamping and you're using blends, like we're going to use these blends, we're going to use the ink that is called Memento ink. So this is Tuxedo Black Memento ink. This is a water-based ink. So when you are using a blend, which is an alcohol, and I've talked about this before, but it's worth repeating. When you're using an alcohol-based marker, whether it's our Stampin' Blends or another alcohol-based marker, you need to use the opposite in your ink. So this is a water-based ink. If I use I'm just going to explain. If I use alcohol-based marker and I use an alcohol ink, which is like StazOn is alcohol-based. This alcohol in my marker would go into the alcohol in the ink, and it would make it kind of turn to mud. So because I'm doing alcohol into water, that's not going to happen. So alcohol is rehydrating alcohol. So we want to do opposite. So when we're using StazOn, then that's what we want to use when we're doing our watercoloring techniques. Okay, so if you have questions about that, chime in and let me know. So we're going to use Memento ink because we're going to work with blends today. So I'm going to bring in the little walrus stamp and the Memento ink, and I'm just going to lay it on its back because this way I can see exactly where my ink is going, making sure that I'm getting the whole stamp inked, and I think that's pretty good. And then I've just got a piece of basic white paper. This is just basic white. I'm stamping this in milk because all I'm doing today is showing you coloring. I'll show you the finished product on a card in a minute. So it gives you a nice crisp image just like this. This is the cute little walruses. So now I'm going to use I'm using light and dark pebble path, but I think because I want to show you this technique in the total slim down, I'm going to pick one or the other, and I think I'm going to go. Let me try the light. I think I'm going to go with the light. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with the light, and all I'm doing, I'm going to do. I think I can go ahead and color all this. I want you to see. I'm not working with any blending. I'm not going to worry today about shading. All I'm doing is coloring in with one color. So chime in and let me know if you think you could do that. Just coloring in with one color, not worrying about shading, just worrying about coloring inside the line. So it's really easy. I'm going around the tusks. So I'm going to add another color there. So like I said, all I'm doing is coloring with one of the two blends in the combo, just doing the light pebble path. And see, I'm not even worrying about, I'm just doing strokes to color in the image. So when I get closer to my face, I'm going to go ahead and change to my nib end because I have a little more control that way. And I was too afraid with the brush end that I would just get into something that I don't want to, because I want to go around the tusks. That's the nice thing about having two tips like that. I'm not going to worry about getting into something. It's pretty small, so it's nice. I'm going to go around the muzzle and the nose. I'm going to make those a different color. And then here I'm almost done. So super easy. I haven't done anything that you can't do. Just super easy. And then I'll take, I think I'll take the light smoky slate. And since it's a small image, I'm just going to go ahead and color in the muzzle with a light smoky slate. And see how the nose is light. So I'm going to take just black, pure black, color in the nose. And then I'm going to take crumb cake. I think I'll take light crumb cake and do the tusks. So that way they're just in a different, you know, the tusks are kind of, I'll say ivory colored and kind of a dirty ivory. And that's what I'm going to call this. You could use our ivory blend. That's good. So here it is, basic, colored in, nothing too hard and nothing super special. But I want to give this some texture. And you're going to say, well, how do you give texture? So we have this marker called a color lifter. It's got white caps on it. And this is what you do if you make a mistake or you color out of the lines, you can pick up the color, okay? But today I'm going to use it to give my walruses a little bit of texture, and I'm going to use the brush end. I could go to the nib end if I feel like I need to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to color on here with a circular motion. It takes a little bit sometimes to show up, and I'll hold it up for you here in a minute. Sometimes I have to make sure some of these are a little older, so I just want to make sure that it's going. There, this one's better. Okay, so this one's got good ink in it. There we go. Sometimes it takes just a minute, and you may be able to see it, but I'll hold it up so you can see it. And this one you don't have to worry about staying in lines because it's clear. So all this is doing is it's texturizing by removing a little bit of that color, but not removing it all. So let me hold it up so you can see how it gave it a little bit of texture. So you've got some lights, some darks, and it's kind of a scaly, a fun little scaly skin, like just like a walrus has. So that's how you can use the color lifter to pull the color up and give something a little texture, or you can kind of blend out. If I wanted it to be more white back here, I could kind of just work see how that's pulling color off. I could work the marker on here, and that's just going to lift some of that color off of here. So it makes a fun little texture just like that. Yeah, I know it's really interesting. Now I'm going to do one more thing, and this is kind of going into what we might talk about next week. But one thing I love to do is I love to take a pool party, or even I got the example at the pool party. So even the light smoky slate, and I'm going to take the brush end. I kind of just wanted to brush this off to see. Yeah, this is nice and light. I don't like my images to float. So what I do to make that change is I'm going to kind of take my, well, not kind of, I'm doing it. I'm going to take my light smoky slate. So I could end right there just like that and see how it kind of makes it like a little shadow. You could also take your, I can't remember which one of these was the wet one. Sometimes I just touch it here. This one's wet. And you can even blend it out with your color lifter and lighten it up. So there, now it looks like a little shadow. See how that looks like a little shadow? But a lot of times I'll take the pool party and it keeps lifting and I just blend it around and it just makes my image, whether it's a flower, bumblebee, or these walruses, look like they are not just floating in the air. And then again, I can take my color lifter and I can blend that out just a little. It's going to kind of blend the edge and it's going to soften it. So if you don't like it super light like that or super bright, you can just blend it out and see how it just softens that up and makes them like they're in the distance, like there's some distance and they're kind of pushed forward. Does that make sense? Let me show you the finished product. Let me put the lid on this. Here's the card that I did with this. So super cute. I use a new embossing folder and I can't think of a swirl. And then one of the nested essential dies and put Mr. and Mrs. Walrus on that and added a couple of the dies from the Hearts and Hugs bundle and then an embellishment and then something that just says, I can just hug you. So see how it's just given that skin just a little bit of texture. So that's our lesson number one with color. Please chime in, comment, and let me know if there is something else that you'd like to see in the coloring. I'm going to kind of go through some, maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks on some coloring using blends with shading and talking about light. And then I want to do a little bit of watercoloring with inks. I'd like to do watercolor pencils and blends again and then maybe some different fun techniques that maybe you forgot about, you're not thinking about. So let me know what you think. Let me know if there's something specific. Let me know if you've ever done this before using the color lifter. And I'm just interested to see if that's something like Tanya said that she forgot about that. So it's a super fun technique. Turn me off and go get in your studio or at your dining room table and do a little coloring today. So you guys have a great day and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye everybody.